Many people who swear that they have discovered the secret to overall happiness claim that it has nothing to do with money. There is an incredibly high chance that you have heard the phrase, "Money cannot buy happiness." This statement is undeniably accurate, but there is also a strong counterargument. Significant evidence shows that sometimes money can enable financial security that leads you to feel happier overall. The core truth behind this counterargument is that many negative feelings and situations arise from a less than ideal fiscal standing. When one's credit score is low, even basic expenses such as renting an apartment, purchasing a home, or just getting a car can be difficult or impossible to finance. Similarly, people on a limited income can find it challenging to keep up with bare essentials such as electricity, water, and even groceries. In short, a lack of money can severely hinder one's ability to afford the fundamental must-have things human beings need to get by, let alone luxury items. This presence or lack of money can also impact one's health. Wealthy people can often afford better medical treatment than those with less money, especially in countries without universal health care. Moreover, an unfavorable financial status can be a major source of stress, anxiety, or depression. Have you ever wondered which are the richest countries in the world? If so, then this video is for you. By examining the gross domestic product per capita (GDP) of each country around the globe, it is possible to rank countries based on wealth and then compare them to each other. Remember, however, that GDP per capita does not necessarily correspond to the average wage a person living in a given country earns. In this video, we have brought you a list of the top 10 richest countries in the world according to GDP. Number 10. Canada. Canada's current population is 37.74 million people. The population is growing at a steady pace, and based on current projections will surpass 50 million by 2070. Canada has one of the fastest growth rates of any G7 nation, growing faster than many other industrialized countries. Canada's growth rate has been anywhere between 0.8% and 1.2% for the past 10 years. Unlike many other countries, Canada is underpopulated and celebrates a growing population. There are many job vacancies to be filled, and more people means more economic growth and prosperity for Canada. Number 9. Brazil. In 2022, according to International Monetary Fund, IMF, the Brazilian nominal GDP was $1.894 trillion, and the country has a long history of being among the 10 largest economies in the world. The GDP per capita was $8,857 per inhabitant. The country is rich in natural resources. From 2000 to 2012, Brazil was one of the fastest-growing major economies in the world, with an average annual GDP growth rate of over 5%. Its GDP surpassed that of the United Kingdom in 2012, temporarily making Brazil the world's 6th largest economy. Number 8. Italy. The economy of Italy is a highly developed social market economy. It is the 3rd largest national economy in the European Union, the 10th largest in the world by nominal GDP, and the 12th largest by GDP. Italy is a founding member of the European Union, the Eurozone, the G7, and the G20. It is the 8th largest exporter in the world, with $611 billion exported in 2021. Its closest trade ties are with the other countries of the European Union, with whom it conducts about 59% of its total trade. The largest trading partners, in order of market share in exports, are Germany, France, the United States, Spain, the United Kingdom, and Switzerland. Number 7. Singapore. Upon expulsion from Malaysia in 1965, the nascent independent Republic of Singapore was a tiny third-world country with no natural resources and simmering ethnic tensions. Fast forward half a century and Singapore is now among the world's richest nations in per capita terms, thanks to decades of export-oriented growth which saw heavy investments in physical and human capital and the creation of a world-class business environment. While Singapore was relatively hard hit in 2020 by COVID-19 due to the economy's open nature, economic activity should recover swiftly from 2021 onwards, with growth expected to be notably faster than most other developed economies over our forecast horizon, aided by the government's focus on long-term policymaking. However, further deglobalization and a rapid slowdown in labor force growth pose risks to the outlook. Number 6. United States. Market and strong rule of law are all factors that make the United States one of the richest countries in the world in GDP per capita terms. These same factors should continue to support the economy over the next several years and ensure the U.S. remains among the world's wealthiest nations, while vast fiscal stimulus should provide a further boost. However, a bitterly divided political panorama, elevated debt levels, sharp socioeconomic inequalities, and China tensions all cloud the outlook. Number 5. Denmark. The economy's high standard of living can be traced to effective governance, elevated human capital, and a conducive business environment. Denmark has a developed services sector, is a net exporter of food, and boasts a burgeoning renewable energy industry as part of the government's goal to go carbon neutral by 2050. Despite taking a knock in 2020 from the coronavirus pandemic, the economy should resume a robust growth trajectory over our forecast horizon, buttressed by favorable demographics and healthy consumption and investment. That said, elevated household debt is a risk. Number 4. Norway. The discovery of oil and gas in the North Sea in the 1960s transformed Norway's economy, with the government subsequently building the world's largest sovereign wealth fund, today valued at over $1 trillion, on the back of this natural resource wealth. Today, energy is still a key component of the economy. Although the services sector is by far the largest economic sector at over 60% of GDP, Norway was less affected by COVID-19 than other European economies and is set to return to growth from 2021 onwards thanks to higher oil prices and rebounding domestic demand. Number 3. Switzerland. Switzerland's economy is supported by an extremely robust institutional framework, a stable and conducive business environment, and an extremely high-performing education system. The country also boasts a strong industrial base and a convenient location at the heart of Europe's largest national markets. Switzerland weathered the COVID-19 crisis fairly well, thanks to generous state support and generally laxer restrictions than other nations. Looking forward, the economy is seen returning to a solid, if unspectacular, growth trajectory, although disagreements with the EU over the bilateral relationship and exposure to external shocks pose risks. Number 2. Ireland. In recent decades, Ireland has gone from being one of the poorest EU nations to one of the wealthiest, thanks to an export-oriented economic model and huge success in attracting FDI, particularly from large multinationals. Ireland benefits from a favorable tax regime, a skilled English-speaking workforce, a stable business environment, and close ties to the U.S. over our forecast horizon. Ireland is set to continue growing at a healthy clip, bolstered by strong inward migration and investment. However, extra trade frictions with the UK due to Brexit and a potential reduction in the country's tax competitiveness pose risks. Moreover, interpreting national account data is made difficult by the large presence of multinationals in the country. Number 1. Luxembourg. We forecast Luxembourg to be the world's wealthiest economy in 2025 in nominal GDP terms at market exchange rates. Luxembourg's economic success in recent decades is thanks to a booming services sector. The country is home to several important European Union institutions and boasts a large financial sector thanks to a favorable tax regime. While the economy likely contracted last year due to COVID-19, it should return to a strong growth trajectory in the coming years and is set to expand well above the European Union average amid the continued dynamism of the services sector and strong population growth. That's all for today. Hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.